was just wondering if you could just kind of share with me your thoughts on the outcome of the bill and your reason for voting.
Sure, certainly. And it was, first of all, I'll start by saying I thought it was a very good debate. It's nice to have those, and it seems like we have them quite often in the Senate, so it was good to be able to talk about the issue today. And I was very conflicted because I was balancing the needs of protecting our youth and the powers that we have in government to do that with the responsibility that we have to abide by the Constitution and leave adults alone to make their own decisions, harmful as they sometimes may be. So in the end, I came down to the belief that this bill was not necessary for a number of reasons. We already have 18-year-old citizens are considered adults. They can make their own decisions based on the information available. I hope they'll choose not to smoke, but that's up to them. We discussed the issue of the adults who go off to serve in the military and protect us, but they already have a right to do something even more important and powerful than to drive a tank or fly an F-15. They have the power to vote, and vote for Senate or vote for President. And I found it interesting to think that they would vote using those adult powers for us, and then we would take some of their rights away. Ultimately, I said I didn't think this bill was necessary because already in Massachusetts, our cities and towns, some of in my district and some across the state, are already taking the local votes to raise the age from 18 to 21 where you could purchase cigarettes. So it wasn't necessary that the state Senate take the vote.
You may think that it's not necessary, but do you think it will work if it were to make it through the House and to the governor's desk and signed?
Well, we don't do anything at all with the issue of tobacco. And you heard time and time again on the floor about how terrible tobacco is, how dangerous it is, how it makes people sick. And yet, intellectually, if we know that, why aren't we voting to ban it? Well, we know why we're not voting to ban it. We, in government, derive great amounts of money from the sales tax on cigarettes and alcohol, and alcohol as well, but on cigarettes and tobacco. That's a little disingenuous right there. So we're not talking about banning the harmful substance and protecting people. We are hoping that this effort will make it more difficult for 18-year-olds to start smoking. And I applaud that, and I think we in government should exercise whatever authority we have to educate based on the science available to us, our constituents on the evils of any particular behavior. I also thought it opened to sort of a slippery slope. There's a lot of dangerous behaviors out there that we don't regulate and probably shouldn't regulate, but there are a lot of things that we do face each and every day that are dangerous that the legislature doesn't try to pass laws on. So the ultimate thing, I think, is that I gave constituents of mine a chance to weigh in on this issue, to act as a legislator. What would they do in their position, in this position? I had people coming back with both sides of the issue. They saw how difficult it is to sometimes make a decision. But in the end, I came down on the side of, if you're an adult, you have a right to do things, even if they're wrong. And I hope you won't do that, but if you do, that's your right as an adult.
Is there anything else that I didn't address that you'd like to add?
No, I think it would be interesting to see what happens with the bill. I'd like to see if the Senate if the House rather will take it up. I think there's nothing wrong with debating this because it gets the issue out there in the public, and we're talking about all sorts of things, including the legalization of another harmful topic, including marijuana. So I think this is just part and parcel to that larger debate. And so it's good to have. Thank you very much.
Senator, talk about your bill. Congratulations. What does it do and what does it not do?
Thank you. Well, we're very pleased with the vote in the Senate today and the passage of the bill. The goal of the bill is to reduce tobacco use and nicotine addiction among our young people. And by doing that, we can improve their health, we can save lives, and reduce healthcare costs over time.
So it raises the age of people who can buy it? Could you...
The bill does three main things to reduce youth tobacco use and nicotine addiction. First, it raises the minimum legal sales age from 18 to 21 because we know that's very effective in getting cigarettes and tobacco products out of high school social networks. The second thing the bill does is it includes electronic cigarettes in the state's smoke-free workplace law. And third, the bill prohibits the sale of tobacco products in healthcare facilities like pharmacies.
So would this actually stop or prevent 18-year-olds from still getting cigarettes? Because they can still go over state lines, go to Vermont or New York.
So there's nothing we can do that would prevent all young people from using tobacco products. But what we do know from the town of Needham, which was the first place in the entire country to raise the age, and 107 other cities and towns in Massachusetts that have raised the age to 21, as well as other states like Hawaii, we do know that this is effective in reducing the number of young people so 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds who start using tobacco and become addicted to nicotine. In the case of Needham, they saw a 48% reduction in the number of young people who are becoming addicted to tobacco products. So we know it's a strategy that's very effective, and by doing this statewide and building on what cities and towns in the Commonwealth have already done, we know we will prevent a lot of people, young people in the next generation, from getting hooked on tobacco.
What about some of these retailers who do currently sell, obviously, to 18-year-olds? They might be concerned with losing revenue. The retailers in Massachusetts has expressed criticism because these retailers might have to close down or cut back on folks' hours, and they might lose money. So what do you say to those types of criticisms?
Well, I think we've tried to be sensitive to all of the perspectives and concerns. We certainly, in crafting the bill, talked to convenience stores, retailers, all different stakeholders. The bill grandfathers individuals who are already 18 years old by the time the bill becomes effective January 1st of next year. So the impact on convenience stores and gas stations will be fairly modest, because it'll take a number of years to phase in, and so we don't think this would have a substantial impact on our retailers. And I certainly don't believe this is going to lead to retailers actually closing their doors or losing jobs.
What was the final vote on the bill? Did you have
I believe there were only two senators who voted against the bill. The number who voted in favor, I think, was around 34, because there's a number of senators who are not there today.
So where does the bill go from here?
So the bill will now move on to the House of Representatives for their consideration, and we have strong support in the House from the co-chair of the Public Health Committee, Representative Hogan, as well as other representatives who have worked for many years on tobacco issues. And if the House passes the bill, then then it would move to Governor Baker's desk, and we are very pleased that Governor Baker has indicated that he also supports raising the minimum legal sales age from 18 to 21.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
So
You're welcome.
Can you just clarify?